The Mariinsky Theatre's Ballet's company is returning to Peralada to inaugurate this year's festival. Does the second visit signal a stable relationship in which Mariinsky will perform regularly at Peralada?
First of all, I am very happy the famous Mariinsky Ballet company will be visiting Spain and Peralada as a place where my very, very young years, I was maybe for 2 years only as an artistic director of Mariinsky Theatre visiting Peralada. It was more than 30 years ago, more than 30 years ago. Of course, then I returned with Wagner, with Mariinsky Orchestra, and now Mariinsky Ballet will come. Hope is that Spanish public will enjoy it, artists Mariinsky will enjoy it, and everyone, including professionals in the ballet world, will see what is a new generation of Mariinsky ballet stars. And the stars are coming, most important. These are fantastic dancers. They have well-known names in the world. They performed quite regularly before COVID times in North America, in Japan, in China, in Korea, and of course in Europe. Traditionally, we went every 2-3 years to London, and so it was very easy to introduce new stars. They come up very quickly, but last 2 years, of course, everybody knows, stopped practically, or nearly stopped everything. Now it's a good sign. They will be visiting one of famous festivals in Spain. I am very happy.
This year, the audience will be treated to an exceptional program with very different features on the first and second nights. What can you tell us about the Carmen Suite and Le Divertissement du Roi that will be performing on the opening night?
Carmen Suite is a very, very famous choreography, and musical tunes are coming from a famous opera of Georges Bizet, French, but everyone thinks of Spain when we go to hear the opera. It's clear there will be a Toreador, there will be Carmen and Don Jose, and that means you are in Spain. But a great, great musician, one of the greatest today in the world, Rodion Chedrin, made a very famous arrangement. It's not only orchestration, it's a musical composition to make out of opera material a very brilliant ballet scenario, and the musical choices he made are fantastic. This version is globally, universally admired and very famous because Maya Plisetskaya, maybe the greatest, maybe one of the very greatest of all times, ballerina who made this role something totally unforgettable. We have good ballerinas, and some of them worked with Maya Plisetskaya. She knew the new generation of Mariinsky, and she passed away 6 years ago, unfortunately, but we were closest friends, and she was always coming and watching the new ballerina. She was very highly regarding this new generation of Mariinsky ballerinas. She was very happy to see how much talent was there just a few years before her death. She was coming regularly, and very much big part of our repertoire was seen by her, and she was happy.
The Mariinsky Ballet second night in Peralada will feature two of the most important choreographers of our time, with Alexei Ratmansky, with 7 sonatas and concerto, and a flashback with Ilya Givoy, whose ballets the first season we have previously enjoyed in Peralada. Which aspects of these works are most worth highlighting?
It is very important to bring modern choreography. Alexei Ratmansky started with Mariinsky when he was absolutely unknown, 25 years ago. It was our first meeting. I invited him to do unusual repertoire. That was very, very interesting beginning of our collaboration, and it led to big productions like Cinderella, and amongst his best works, of course, is the choice we made for this festival in Peralada. Seven Sonatas is very, very interesting choreography. Even during COVID times, our collaboration with Alexei Ratmansky did not stop, which is very good news. Even using a big screen, he was coming physically to St. Petersburg, but even when he was in America, we prepared big productions, which we are now soon showing to the public. So it is a very successful cooperation, which I always not only enjoy, but also encouraged. I always encouraged more and more work with Alexei Ratmansky and his work in Mariinsky, Anna Karenina, or Little Horse. Humpback Horse is a very, very brilliant ballet, which is loved by children and by adults. But we did quite a lot together with him, and I believe our cooperation will continue.
Youth takes center stage in the Mariinsky Theatre. For instance, Ilya Givor, resident choreographer of the Mariinsky Ballet, is presently one of the world's most prestigious choreographers. The young, gifted, and internationally renowned Maria Khoreva has more than 500,000 followers on social media and won the first edition of the Castell de Peralada Foundation's Carmen Mateu Young Artist European Award. What are your predictions for the future of dance, and what role do you think it should play in society?
The arrival of young stars like Maria Khoreva or Kim, a real star, but many others. There's a ballerina by the name of Shakirova. She is a fantastic ballerina. This is the new faces of Mariinsky Ballet. They attract, in general, very big attention, and they enjoy big success, but also young people follow them. They have a very easy way of communication from stage and before or after performance. And of course, I know about those 500,000 or more of the fans of Maria Khoreva. She's not the only one. So we have today quite a big group of brilliantly gifted dancers, ballerinas, but also male dancers. And they work with choreographers, and Givor is not the only one, and Ratmansky, who is senior age and professional, but I think we have 5 or 6 choreographers who work with them, and they produce interesting results. If we think of future, I'm sure in 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, we will have a lot more modern choreography created on stages of Mariinsky. Mariinsky has historical opera house and new opera house. So we use both stages to keep classical repertoire, to bring a choreography of 20th century, including choreography before the war, like 20s or 30s. Of course, our classical names like Fokin are well known. Petipa is a father of classical ballet, I can say, and he lived in St. Petersburg. He lived there 63 years, and he died in St. Petersburg when he was 92 years old. It's a unique career, the longest ever. And he was on the top of this huge development for the world of classical ballet. It was on the stage of Mariinsky in St. Petersburg, so it's called like a Mecca. We call it a Mecca for classical ballet. But new people introduce themselves very successfully, dancers, choreographers. We believe very much it will never become a forgotten genre. I don't think this is even in any small doubt. No doubt, ballet will be always like opera. Opera has fantastic new forces now, fantastic new forces. 2 days ago, I conducted in Vienna with a group of young singers, relatively young singers, and they were doing very well. And Mariinsky makes many operas, or ballet, international repertoire. So we welcome French operas, Italian operas, German operas, even Czech operas, English. This works very well. And in the same time, we bring to the world also through films, through our TV broadcasts. We work with Mezzo and Medici, with French company Telmondis, with French television, and of course our own Mariinsky TV. We make many things which are offered to people in more than 100 countries, offered to tens and tens of millions of people. Even during COVID, we had some 140 million views during COVID, even in 2020, last year. It was highly popular. But now, of course, everyone wants live performances. So I hope Peralada will be a successful cooperation. I feel very strongly that we are doing something very important.
Спасибо большое,
Спасибо. Спасибо.